it will not settle no more. This wall right here is built first, and they built off this wall because this wall right here is solid. This one's hollow. So what they did is they built this wall first, and then they started here going up the hill with it. That's all it is. Because if you'll cut your lights off, cut it off.
Okay.
Here's a joint. Here's a joint. It's only showing in the joint. So it's a joint fracture is all it is. So it's nothing major. All you have to do is grind them joints out and redo them. And when I do it, I always put a piece of rebar in it. And that way it keeps it from pulling. It keeps it from, if it's going to try to sag anymore, it won't do it.
All right.
This is not settling. That is a joint fracture is all that is.
All right. Thank you, man. How would you fix that?
Okay, to fix it, you start at the top and you would grind out that whole crack down through there. And in the joints going across at every crack, you want to put a piece of rebar in about that long to keep the wall from settling down or pulling apart. And you'll go all the way down that crack, and then you'll fill it back in like stucco on it. But it's a high pressure mortar that you're going to be putting in there. Then on the outside, you would grind it out right where the crack is, and you go back in with mortar, and you'll put your color to it, and you'll just kind of match it up to the stucco that's outside.
Yeah.
And that's all you have to do to fix
All right.
that.
Cool.
Crack ain't nothing. It's not settling. When they do these back walls, they have to dig a big footer down on the mountain side, and they have to do the footer with rebar and then stack the block on top of it. Then they come in with a slur and they pour the blocks on the back wall. They're all solid block. Then they start from that block and they work the way up. That's the reason there's a mortar joint right there. And it's all it is a fracture where they didn't put enough mortar in it.
And so you said this crack over on this side.
If this crack, if it was actually sinking, they would be cracks on the other side plus in the center too, because the whole back side would be shifting. It's not shifting. It's just, in other words, the mortar, it expanded, and then when it decreased, there was no way to fill it back up. The mortar just broke out and crumbled out and caused the crack.
Awesome.
To fix the inside down the crack and also grind out the mortar joints across it and stick rebar in to lock everything back together and re-mortar everything down, the whole entire crack, plus the outside material, labor, and everything, $850.